Good afternoon, sports fans. PB&Z Sports Chaos. We're back, and guess who's back in the studio this week live? He's back from his road trip. PB's here with us. PB, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. It's nice to be back in the studio. Looking forward to tonight's show.
Oh, hey, what do we got, by the way? We got a little Definitive Brewing from Maine?
Up in Maine. It's called
Distant Gardens?
It's a double IPA.
This is an 8.0 ABV. Is that what you told me?
Yeah, 8.0.
Are you trying to kill me? Oh, all right, man. Here we go. Cheers. All right, let's get right into it. We got our 2-minute drill. We're going to talk a little World Series crap. We got college football, a lot of stuff happening there. And then we got our NFL and our Pick 6. You got to listen to this tonight. All right, let's get right into the 2-minute. Celtics, they opened up last week. They won against Toronto over the weekend. And then this past Tuesday, they came back from 19 points down against the Milwaukee Bucks, who were supposed to be the champions this year in the East. Great job there. I love it. Tatum, Kemba, and Gordon were all huge in that game. So far, they beat Toronto, the defending champs. Milwaukee, who's supposed to be the champs of the East. So good luck, Celtics. By the way, the Bruins, they got one loss. They're like 9-1. They got 20 points in the Eastern
overtime
Conference,
losses too,
right?
Yeah, they're off to a great start.
Oh my God, it looks great in Boston. As you'll hear momentarily about our Patriots, you'll know why.
And what about tonight for the Celtics too? They recalled Taco
Tuesday, but
Taco
it's Friday.
Yeah,
there we go. Hey, big news this week in the NCAA. They finally acquiesced. They're going to allow the players to get paid from sponsors for their personal likeness on advertising. Good for the players. But you know what? This is the NCAA getting around having to pay the players. They figure if the sponsors are paying them, we don't have to pay them, so good luck to them. You know what? It's great for the stars, but for the average Joe, not so great. I'm not sure I'm a fan of it. All right, locally, Massachusetts high school football. The playoffs have started. I love this new format where 8 teams get a chance at the Super Bowl in every division. Yeah, I know there's 8, but you know what? The more playoff football you have in high school football, the better the competition is. I love it. All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk World Series. We're going to a little wrap up. As we all know, the Nationals won the World Series. G-Money, by the way, picked them in 6. They did not win in 6, but they won in 7 in dramatic flair. Coming back, they were down 2-0 into the 7th inning. They scored 6 runs. They won the World Series. PB, I know you picked the Astros. What's your thoughts?
Well, I had the Astros not just to win the series. I had them to win
all season.
So I stuck with my guns all the way through. And even when they were down 2-0, there was a guy that I was hanging out with down in Florida, and he looks at me and he goes, "You said Astros in 6," and I said, "Yeah, the Astros are going to win 4 in a row." And the Astros won 3 in a row. And then they obviously dropped games 6 and 7 back at home. But it was an exciting series, to say the least, right?
Speaking of what you just said about the 3 in a row, that meant at that point in time, 5 in a row road wins. DYK, the first of the night. The first time ever in any major sport that plays a series competition. So the NFL's out, but
right.
All of the road teams, what?
They all won, right? They all won all the way through to Game 7.
That is unbelievable.
But even after Game 5, you said that at that point it was a record.
It was a record then, yes. Yeah. And then it carried on.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, the whole thing is about home field advantage. And the home team was 0-7 in that series.
So if you're an Astro fan, are you just in total disbelief? Are you hanging yourself right now?
You got to take 1 out of 2 back at home when you go and win on 3 on the road like that. God. You come back home. Yeah, that was a tough. I think Houston had the better. They were in a better position to win that series, and they kind of lost it. To me, they lost it rather than Washington win it.
I'm gonna say, I have one thing to say. I'm not an Alex Bregman fan. I think he's a puke. Yes, Bregman, you're a puke. I'll say that right now. And when he carried the bat to first base, that ended the series for them. because it woke up the demons inside the boys of the Nationals, and they got pissed off, and they said, we're not going to let the little puke beat us, and they didn't. So, sorry, Alex, you shouldn't have carried the bat down the first base line. Do you agree?
Yeah, that was not good sportsmanship.
Hey, by the way, it was you and I at the trade deadline. What did we say about the Nationals? They had some of the best pickups, right?
Yeah, and they were going after like relievers.
They got 3 relievers, and Joe Hudson was a stud, right, for them?
Yeah.
We called it. We said, you know what? The PBC Sportscast Show called it. We said the Nationals may be trouble with their trade acquisitions, right?
We did. You can go back and look at that. We absolutely called that.
Oh, my God. All right, let's move on. Hey, by the way, Vegas has already put the odds out for next year. You know what they are?
I'm going to guess the Astros are right up there again. The Dodgers are probably right up there. Yankees are probably up there.
It's Astros 4-1, Yankees and Dodgers 5-1. Our beloved Sox are 10-1. They're the third team after those first 2 tiers.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that, actually. That we're the 4th most favorite team to win the World Series next year.
We're tied with, I think it's Cleveland and somebody else. Well, who knows?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to college football. Last night, one of the 8 unbeatens lost. Appalachian State. Do you have any idea where Appalachian State is?
It's somewhere in the Appalachian Mountains. I'm going to say it's in...
That's a good bet. That's what I would say, too. I have no freaking idea, but I know it's south of here. That's all I know.
Is it in West Virginia?
I think it's a little south of that, even.
Oh, so it's like Virginia?
Maybe. Or even
the
Carolinas. Yeah.
Okay.
But they lost. It doesn't matter. They lost last night. Now we're down to 7 unbeatens. And it would have been better, but my OU Sooners last week... A dramatic upset to Kansas, which was like ranked 14th in the country.
Yeah.
I don't know. Horrible. I know you say they're out of the playoff equation, but you know what? OU has lost a game every year, and they've been in the playoffs. So we'll see.
Yeah.
By the way, big games last week. LSU beat number 9 Auburn in the Big SEC matchup, and now they've leapfrogged Alabama. Yes, I hate Alabama. I don't know about you, PB. And now they're number 1 in the country. Oh, and then Ohio State. They crushed Wisconsin. I know you're an Ohio State fan. You like them, right?
I do like Ohio State. I actually like LSU, too. So it's nice to see Bama get out of there now for a little while, right?
Do you think Ohio State's the number 2 team? I know they're not ranked there yet, but I think they're number 2 in the country, don't you?
Yeah.
I think it's LSU and Ohio State. Would you agree?
Yeah, that would be a great final.
Oh,
it'd be nice to have a final without Bama and without Clemson, right?
I agree. Hey, by the way, the other big name game of the weekend was Michigan, Jimmy Harbaugh against Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I know you like Notre Dame. Unfortunately, Michigan crushed them in the pouring. Did you see that weather? It's pouring rain, right?
A lot of bad weather this past weekend.
Hey, Michigan moved up 5 spots. I don't agree Notre Dame dropped 8 spots. It's a lot of a drop because Michigan was a top-ranked school, but they did. Harbaugh finally beats a top 10 school. It's his first time ever winning a top 10 matchup.
Wow.
Good for you, Jimmy. And locally, BC. Oh, my God. G-Money and I said there's no way they could lose by more than 34 to Clemson last week. And sure enough, 59-7, they lost to Clemson. Only bright white light was A.J. Dillon. He set the all-time record for rushing yards and TDs at BC. And if you've not seen A.J. Dillon play a game, please watch one BC game. He will be a household name in the NFL next year. Trust me on that. All right. There's one marquee game this week. It used to be called the Great World's Largest Cocktail Party. Georgia versus Florida down in Jacksonville. Because of the PC people, you can no longer call it that. It's still a cocktail party. Trust me, I know people have gone there. So we'll talk about that during our picks, but that's the only marquee game of the week. PB, what else? Anything else you got on college football before we get to our picks?
No, let's get right into our picks.
All right. So we'll start with a little token local game. BC at Syracuse. Syracuse is giving 3.5. What do you think?
I think Syracuse, BC, this is going to be a tight game, so I'm going to say Syracuse wins by a field goal. So
that means BC covers.
BC covers.
All right. I got Syracuse covering. All right. But I like your thought. Number 7, Oregon. 4.5 points they're giving to USC. I don't know why we're picking them, but I happen to like USC. What do you think there?
It's at USC, right?
It is. It's at USC.
Like I said, USC is like, they're like the Cleveland Browns.
They are.
They got talent. They
a
go.
Good analogy.
They're up and down. They play good some weeks. They play bad other weeks. I'm gonna take USC at home with the points. If you're giving me 4.5. I'll take it. I think Oregon will win the game, but again, by a field goal, and USC covers.
All right. I got Oregon. I think they.
So we're different in both games so far, huh?
All right. We're going to do a little military academy. We love the military here at the PB&Z Sports Chaos Show. Army goes to Air Force. Air Force is a 14.5-point favorite, PB. 2 touchdowns plus a half a point.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, the military schools tend to play each other pretty tough.
Don't they?
They do. Army will run the ball, obviously, like they do every single play.
Oh, yeah.
And 14.5, I think, is just a lot to give. Just time of possession alone and running the ball, the game goes by quicker, right? It's harder to get more points, right? Like shootouts. So I
would agree with you on that.
I think Air Force will win the game as far as straight up goes, but Army will cover that 14.5.
All right. I have no idea why I'm doing this, but you know what? If Vegas says 14.5, there's a reason for it. I'm picking Air Force.
All right. We're different on all three.
All three. All right. Here we go. The cocktail party. Number 6, Florida against number 8, Georgia. 6.5-point favorites is Georgia. Who do you like there, PB?
I don't think Georgia can cover that spread. Florida's a great team. They've proven it. They crushed Auburn, right? They crushed Auburn.
Yeah,
they lost to LSU, but they beat Auburn. And I think Georgia's a team that they might win that game outright.
Florida.
They might win it outright, but they'll definitely cover the spread.
So we agree on this one. I believe Florida will cover the spread as well. They will not win, but they will cover. All right. This used to be a great game years ago. I don't know what happened, but it sucks nowadays because the team suck, but it's still a good rivalry.
It still is, yeah.
Miami is at Florida State. Florida State's a 3-point favorite. What do you think?
I'm going to take the Canes in that game. I do. I like the hard.
The U! Yes!
The U. Yeah, Miami will. Miami might even win that outright, but they'll definitely cover.
I'm with you, man. All right. The game of the week, according to College Game Day, because ESPN will be there, is number 15 SMU. Could believe you, the Pony Express. Remember Craig James from the Pats in the 80s?
Yeah.
They're ranked at number 15. They're playing number 24 Memphis at Memphis. So there'll be good barbecue at that tailgate for sure. Memphis is favored by 6 points, almost a touchdown, and they're number 24 versus 15. What do you like?
Yeah, Memphis is laying 6 in that one. I think SMU not only can cover that spread, but might win that game outright. So
I'm with you,
I'm
brother.
going to go SMU.
Yes. All right.
So we're different on the first 3 picks. We're same on the last 3.
Yeah, man.
All right. We'll see what goes.
Good one.
All right.
NFL. Last night, the 49ers kept their undefeated streak going. They are now 8-0. It was a much closer game than many people expected against Arizona.
Yep.
They're now undefeated along with the Pats. DYK last night in the game. One highlight for Arizona. There was an 88-yard touchdown pass from my boy Kyler Murray to the little kid from UMass, Andy
Isabella,
88 yards. It is now the longest touchdown pass from a rookie quarterback to a rookie wide receiver since when or by who?
Oh, my God. I wouldn't even begin to think about that.
Pats fans, you know who it is.
It's a Patriots game.
It's Jim Plunkett. That's Randy Vitaly back in 71. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Moving on. All right. Hey, last week, we had some good games last week. Obviously, the Texans, they got crushed last week. They lost their heart and soul to when J.J. Watt went down. The Chargers, Money picked them. I don't know how that happened. Field goal errors once again by the Bears. Horrible. Mahomes did not play, but Drew Brees came back.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on last week?
I think New Orleans is one of the strongest teams in the NFC right now, and Green Bay also, had a great win last week too.
They did.
So,
hey, by the way, you mentioned New Orleans,
Kansas
right?
City.
Teddy Bridgewater, 5-0. Is he going to make a lot of money this offseason?
Yeah, he will. He will. It'll be surprising, obviously, if he stays on that team, right? But the question is, how much time does Breeze have left? And will he be the heir apparent to Breeze? Will they keep him and sign him and say, Breeze, you got another year, whatever? It's going to be an interesting situation to manage. But New Orleans they're a team right now with how young Thomas and Kamara are. They could develop their own little dynasty here.
They could.
They very well could. And as I said prior, they should have been in the last two Super Bowls. They got screwed 2 years in a row.
Yes.
And I'm predicting them to get back there this year. So I'm going to stick with my guns on New Orleans. But Green Bay is looking good too. I mean, Green Bay goes into Kansas City and beats them. Regardless of the fact that Mahomes isn't playing, there's still some talent there in Kansas City. You're playing in Arrowhead Stadium. So I like what Kansas City's doing. I like what Green Bay's doing. I like what New Orleans is doing, and I also really like what Minnesota's doing.
They have turned it around. They have.
And I've been a fan of them since the very beginning. So,
Kirk Cousins woke up, right?
Yeah, those are the three teams you got to go through. San Francisco, despite the fact they're 8-0, those three teams to me are better than San Francisco. And better than Seattle.
All right, we'll talk about that momentarily.
And better than Dallas, and better than Indiana.
We'll talk about that momentarily.
All right.
Let me ask you a question. On the AFC side, first of all, Sam Darnold.
Yep.
2 weeks ago, Mike Greenberg from ESPN thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. He's now seeing ghosts twice in a row, right? He was sacked 8 times and he threw 4 picks last week.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough team to play on. I mean, the Jets just are not, they're just not good, right? They're not well coached. They're not well, they have no synergy with the players. They're just a tough team to watch.
So the Pats had an impressive win. They beat the Browns. The Browns are done at this point.
They have to be the most
disappointing,
underachieving team this year. Wouldn't you say?
I would. It's the coaching.
It's all.
Kitchens should not be head coach.
Freddie Kitchens. He should be a mid-season fire.
Absolutely.
He's
Him
that
and Dan
bad.
Quinn.
He's that bad.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Who do you like in the AFC right now? Because Kansas City, we have no idea.
Besides the Patriots, you mean?
Yes. Besides the Pats. The Pats are a clear-cut favorite, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, we're going to be talking about the Baltimore because they're playing them this week in a second. I still think they're over. I still think they're overrated. Obviously, my pick to win that division, Cleveland's not doing what they're going to do. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're sitting at 2-6 right now. You know what? I'm going to say the best team, all-around team in the AFC right now, other than the Patriots, is the Indianapolis Colts.
Ooh, all right. I mean, it's not a bad pick. Obviously, they don't have luck, but you know what? Brissett's doing okay, right?
Right, all-around team. I'm talking about all-around. You look at every layer of their offense, right? Every layer of their defense.
Yeah.
They're not really bad in anything.
Yep.
And I think they can, and if Marlon Mack gets hot and Brissett can get the ball down the field a little bit, and their defense is right there. Tough team.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Let's talk about the Pats for a minute. They had a great, impressive showing in the rain last week against the Browns. The Browns who killed themselves on 3 straight turnovers on 3 plays. I've never seen that in my life in the NFL.
And 2 of them were Chubb.
Yes, right. But still, Chubb came back and was impressive on his running game. He was well over 100 yards. Are you a little concerned going into this game against the Ravens right now with the way they ran against the Pats?
No, and here's why.
All right.
And here's why. Because despite the fact that the Ravens are one of the best running teams in the league, it's all Lamar. And they're a very one-dimensional team. And what does Bill Belichick do? He takes away the one thing you're better at. And if you don't have option B, C, and D, like a team that might be multi-dimensional, you're screwed. If you're a one-dimensional team coming in and playing Belichick, you're done. He's going to figure it out. You know what they'll do? Here's what they're going to do. They're going to Lamar's going to drop back. He's going to be in the pocket. And the Patriots are not going to rush him. They're not going to try and rush him and flush him out of the pocket. They're going to contain him. And by containing him, they're going to make him throw the football. And then what they're going to do is they're going to be in a zone. and they're just going to be looking for what he's doing, and they're gonna kill him. You know what it's going to be like? You remember the playoff game last year when Baltimore played the Chargers?
Chargers, yes.
And what Lamar did in that, he looked like he didn't even look like he knew how to play football. In that game.
Right.
And I think this is and Belichick's probably looking at that film and saying, "Man, I got this guy. I got this guy."
I got one thing for you. Here's the one wild card I think though. If they have to pass the ball, the one area the Pats have historically been weak is against an exceptional tight end. Mark Andrews, I believe, is a stud of a tight end. If he was on the Pats, we would not remember Gronkowski in a year from now because he's that good of a player.
All right.
He's got 36 catches, 447 yards. He's 6'6". He's 275. He can light it up, and he can run.
Who's going to cover him?
No one on the Pats. That's the problem.
But who are you going to put?
Hightower can't cover him.
Chung.
But you know what? You can't do that. The safeties have to play against the quarterback.
Okay.
So you have to go linebacker against them. And I don't know. I'm afraid of that matchup. Andrews could light him up. That's all I'm going to say. I will say that right now. Hey, let's get into the trade.
But wait, I want to say one thing though. But you get the Ravens' defense is also not that good, especially their D-backs and their linebackers. They're kind of weak.
Well, what? The Patriots' offense is not that good, though.
But do you think the Patriots can score 24 to 27 points against the Ravens?
On turnovers, yes.
Not even on turnovers. Just
where's it going to come from?
It's going to come from their passing game.
What passing game?
The Ravens do not have.
Julian's banged up. They got no other deep threat. I mean, if Sanu can play to his talent, yes, but he does not have enough time on Brady's page.
Patriots get 24 to 27 points in that game.
All right.
And the Patriots let up 7
Well,
games.
you know what? They got to get 28.
Oh, you think the Ravens are going to score 27?
I just
or
said 24? They got to get 28. They got to get 28.
The Ravens aren't going to get out of the teams.
I hope not. I'm with you. We're going to pick in a minute, but I'm with you. I hope not. But you know what? I would not put my life savings on the game. That's all I'm going to say, man. That's all I'm going to say. Hey, by the way, trade deadline last week. Nothing happened for the Pats. Obviously, we got Sanu the week before. But the one that scratched my head a little bit, Leonard Williams from the Jets goes to the Giants for a 3rd and 5th, which is essentially what they gave up to what they got for OBJ for Leonard Williams.
Yeah.
Is that a joke?
It is. It's a head scratcher.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my. And the Dolphins traded Kenyon Drake. He had a great game last night, but who knows?
He did. Yeah. Kenyon Drake was the one bright spot in.
He was. Hey, by the way,
Miami.
my only thing I got to say about the trade deadline, Michael Bennett. The Pats gave up on him a little too early, I think, but he didn't play their system, so I understand why. Cowboys was the recipient of that trade, and then they went out and they restructured his contract, so he's now an unrestricted free agent. He may be playing for money. I think he's going to have a huge rest of the season. I don't know what to say when the Cowboys come here on November 24th. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. All right, let's get right into what we were talking about here, our picks. Oh, hold on. Before we go to our picks, fantasy studs last week. Who were the studs?
Who are the studs? I don't know. I didn't look it up.
Well, who won our fantasy leagues?
Rogers at quarterback had a great week.
So the Survivor League, where you have no replacements, doesn't matter if you have a freaking guy on bye, injury reserve, right?
Right. Yep.
It's Survivor of the fittest. Yep. Rogers was awesome, right?
Michael Thomas had a great day.
Your boy. All right.
Running back. I know Saquon had he had 8 catches. He had a touchdown as well.
Okay.
And you know who else was in that equation? McCaffrey had a decent day. He ran for 100 and something yards, touchdown.
So the winner of the week was from our league was Casey Josh, right?
No, G Money.
Oh, G Money.
G Money won the week.
So he has Deshaun, he has Hopkins, he has Saquon.
Yeah.
And
are you saying Deshaun just to make fun of G Money because he can't pronounce names because it's Deshaun?
Deshaun. All right. Are you calling me out on that? My in-laws will be mad. All right. Let's get right into then. Fantasy picks. Pick 6. I'm sorry. Last week we were all 5-1. Correct?
We all went 5-1. Me and G Money had the same picks all throughout.
Speaking of friggin' devil, is this G Money calling us now? I can't even believe it. Hey, this is the PB&C Sports Chaos Show. You're calling. What do you got to say?
It's G-Money.
Hey,
Gee, Money, we're just talking about how bad your picks are lately.
I'm 7-2 on the picks of my locks of the week.
That's not bad.
Brother. All right.
77%.
Hey, by the way, pick six, we were all 5-1, thanks to you knuckleheads picking Carolina. And Chicago, for me, couldn't kick a field goal, so we all broke even.
Yeah, you were a field goal away from going 6-0.
Yeah.
So G-Money and I had the Chargers in that game. Mm-hmm. And then you had San Francisco.
That's right.
And that's what was our one loss. But all three of us went 5
a question.
We all went 5-1. That's pretty good.
5-1. Let me ask you a question. Right now, the two undefeated teams in the league are the Pats and the 49ers. Do you want to see that in the Super Bowl?
I go ahead, G-Money.
I would love to see it. Jimmy G versus old team. The mentor. The young buck facing the mentor. I think it'd be amazing.
TB12 and G Money. I mean, not G Money.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G.
Yeah. I would like to see it, but I would rather see just a better team. I don't think I would rather see New Orleans. I'd rather see Green Bay. But it would be fun just because of the whole Belichick and Jimmy G thing and how he wanted to keep him and all of that.
Belichick's boy is Jimmy G. He did not want to trade him.
But I'll tell you one thing: Belichick could give a crap less of who he plays in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And if he had a pick, he'd say, "Bring me freaking Jared Goff again."
Oh yeah. All right, let's get right to our picks. PB, I'll start with you. Houston plays Jacksonville in London. Who do you like there?
I'm going to go Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville's starting to play a little bit better. Their defense has been fierce. They've had 3 picks in the last 2 games in a row, so 6 picks in the last 2 games. Deshaun tends to throw the ball around a little too much, sometimes off his back foot. I think you're going to see another 2 or 3 interception type game out of Deshaun this week.
Oh, the MVP is going to throw 2 picks or 3 picks. All right.
And I think Jacksonville ends up taking that one. Could be close, but they'll take it.
G-Money, I know that's your boy, Deshaun. What do you think?
My rule of thumb for London games, because this game's in London at 9:30 a.m., is to take the better team, and I think Houston's a better team than Jacksonville.
Ooh, I'm with you on that one. All right. PB, I'm sorry. Let's go with this one. The Titans are going to play at Carolina.
Yeah, that game has tie written all over it.
Tie written all over it. I love it.
It does. It's one of those games I could just see just ending in a tie for some reason. But, I'm going to say Carolina got freaking lit up like Christmas trees last week. And now they're back home. They got to figure out something to win this game. And, that division is, and their playoff hopes are really on the line in this game.
And Kyle Allen's still playing quarterback,
Kyle Allen's still playing quarterback.
All right.
But, McCaffrey just, he's a stud. I'm going to go
Carolina.
I'm going to take Carolina in that game.
G-Money, what do you got?
I'm with PB. PB. I'm taking Carolina. It's going to be a defensive battle, and I think Carolina will edge out with a field goal win.
All right, I'm with you guys. I like Carolina as well. Chicago at Philly.
Yeah, I'm not taking Chicago the rest of the year. You might as well take them off the board because I'm not taking that team again ever, no matter who they play. So we might as well stop putting them on the board. So Philly.
All right, G-Money.
Yeah, I'm taking Philly. I think Chicago's offense is horrible, absolutely horrendous, and they're one of the few teams that can't take advantage of Philly's poor pass coverage. So I don't trust Trubisky or whatever his name is to take advantage of that shaky defense.
It's hard to believe that Chicago moved up and they took Trubisky over people like Mahomes.
No, did they think Mahomes? Trubisky was number 10. Right?
I think Trubisky was number 4.
Watson was after him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mahomes was 10. You're
yes.
Right. Yeah.
They moved up.
Mahomes
it's hard to believe. I liked them for a while, but I'm with you guys. I think Philly wins that game.
Right. Wow. Yeah.
All right.
That's crazy.
Minnesota at KC. First of all, is Mahomes definitely out?
Well, his status was changed today from doubtful to questionable. But according to Josh KC, who I actually had dinner with last night,
he's going there, right?
He's going to the game, and according to him, he's got all the inside scoops. He's like 1 more week, so he'll play next week against the Titans.
So
but
he won't play this week.
Then he's going to play this week.
All right.
So
what do you got?
Which would maybe change my pick. I'm going to go Minnesota. I'm high on Minnesota. I've been high on Minnesota. Very talented team, very talented offense, very good defense. Kansas City's just struggling right now a little bit. I'm going to go Minnesota on the road, beating Kansas City.
All right. G, what do you got, G Money?
Yeah, this is the first time. This is the longest I can remember a game that didn't have a spread yet. There's still no spread. It's still off the board.
That's how
important. Yeah, no spread whatsoever. That's how important Mahomes is to this team. Assuming he's out, Minnesota defense should stifle Matt Moore, and Cook's going to run all over them because KC's run defense is horrible.
Yeah, I agree with you. I got Minnesota as well. All right, let's go on. PB, Green Bay at the Chargers. Last week you liked the Chargers. Do you still like them this week?
No, I don't like them this week.
Even at home?
No, they come back home, but they're not getting it done this year. And Green Bay right now, to me, is one of the better teams in the NFL. Definitely one of the better teams in the NFC. Probably with New Orleans, probably the best team. And nice road win in Kansas City last week, and then they go to another AFC West team on the road, and they take care of business. So I'm going Green Bay.
G Money, what do you think? I know you're a Green Bay fan.
This is my James Taylor pick of the pick six. I think Packers is going to control the clock with Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, and they're going to just own Chargers. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Ooh, okay. I'm with you guys.
Easy like Sunday morning.
Oh, Lionel, way to go. All right, I'm with you guys. I like Green Bay. All right. We're putting them on the board for the first time all season. We had them last week. I'm sorry. Again, we're going to pick them. The Pats versus the Ravens. And this is a real game. They're at the Ravens. I personally do not put money on this game. But what do you guys think? PP.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots right now are just playing crazy defense. And the Ravens are not an offensive juggernaut, even despite the fact that I know they're number one in time of possession. They're number one in
35 minutes.
Yeah,
30.6 points.
Least amount of points. A lot.
18 punts for the whole year.
Yeah, punts. But you know what? They're one dimensional, and who's better at defending a one dimensional team than Bill Belichick?
Good point.
What they'll do is they'll keep that. Containment of Lamar Jackson. They won't let him get out of the pocket. They'll spy him, and they don't have good receivers. I know they got a good tight end, but they don't got good receivers. I mean, they're going to score 7, 10, maybe 13 if they're lucky. And then on the other side of the ball, the Ravens do not have a good defense. They are not a good defense, and their defensive backfield is weak. Their linebackers are average at best.
They are number 11 in defense. In the NFL.
And I know they can stuff the run a little bit, but you know what? We don't run the ball anyway. So I'm going to put the Patriots right in that mid to high 20s, maybe even low 30s. So I'm going to go 28-10 as a final, maybe in this one.
Wow!
So
all right,
I'm easily Patriots.
What do you think, G Money?
Yeah, I'm on the Patriots bandwagon, obviously, but the reason I'm on that bandwagon with this game is Belichick has historically stymied young QBs. He's known for that. He's going to give Lamar Jackson looks that he's never seen before. He's going to stop the run. He's going to make Lamar Jackson beat him with the pass, and he's not a good throwing QB. So I think the gimmick plays, all that is going to be controlled by Belichick, and the defense is going to dominate. I'm thinking like a 24-10 type game.
Ooh, all right. So you're like PB, like 2 touchdowns. Then. Yeah. All right. I agree with you guys. I think the Pats win the game, but I will not bet the game because, quite frankly, I'm not so sure that they stop Lamar Jackson. And even if they do, I don't think they score enough points. At the end of the day, to make it a blowout, I think they win by maybe 3 points. And who knows who's going to kick those 3 points? Because they got Nick Folk now, right? I don't even know.
Well, they can win by 3 points without actually having the kick for them.
Yeah, potentially.
They can win 28-25.
Yeah, they could.
Just like San Francisco.
They're going to get extra points, though. Who knows how that plays out? So, but I'm with you guys. I'm going to pick the Pats, but you know what? I would not be surprised if the Ravens showed up. All right, let's get to our locks of the week. I'll start with you, G Money. Yeah. What is your lock of the week?
My lock of the week is the Buccaneers +5 with a little sprinkled on the money line at +205. The reason being is Seattle's played poorly at home this year. They're 0-4 ATS and 2-2 straight up ATS, against the spread, and they have one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL. And the Bucs will take advantage of this weakness with their weapons. I mean, they got a great wide
Chris
receiver.
Godwin, and Mike Evans.
Yep,
That's a ballsy pick given that Jameis Winston sucks. But anyways, all right.
Yeah.
I like it. You're going out on a limb, brother. All right. PB, what do you got?
I've hit my I failed on my lock, my first lock, and then I've nailed them ever since. 3 weeks in a row I've hit my lock, and 2 of those 3 weeks I said the Patriots, right? And you know what? I'm not gonna get off the Patriots.
You're gonna roll the dice,
until they prove me wrong. And this is a small line. This is a 3.5 point line.
It is, yeah.
In Baltimore. The Patriots defense, like I said, I can't see Baltimore scoring more than 10 to 13 points. And given that should be an easy pick. This is a 2 touchdown game to me. They've been favored by 13, 14, 17, 20 something. I mean, they've been favored so much this year. Now you're going to go 3.5. Baltimore's overrated. People are not realizing that.
Baltimore, though. Everybody and their mother is on Baltimore in this game, so that helps the Pats because we like to be not the underdogs, but we like people that doubt us.
Yeah. All right, I agree with you guys. Pats win 20-17.
That wouldn't be a lock. That would lose the bet because they're 3.5 point favorites.
I know, but that's what I call it. All right, G Money, thanks for calling in this week. It's been a great show once again, gentlemen. We love it. Fans, we'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Take care.
Have a great weekend. Thank you.